I think I might just post some videos of me just talking, just random thoughts, and recording it, because throughout the day I have a lot of fascinating thoughts that I keep to myself. If I keep keeping to myself, they won't help anybody else. Because maybe other people are thinking in ways that I think. And when I say it and people watch it, they can understand. And they'll think, oh, there's people like that out there. I didn't know, because no one posts stuff like this. Of course, thoughts aren't in order. We, as a society, English tells you they have to be in certain orders so that your language that you're speaking makes sense to other people. But I'm just gonna say my thoughts, and there's no order. It's all chaos. So, I like comparing in twos. And what I mean by that is both extremes. I want to show you, so I'm going to put the phone down. When I compare things, it's easy for me to compare two things, two opposites. When the reality is, everything, for you visual learners out there, everything you've got one end of the spectrum, and then you have the other one, the other end of the spectrum. And pretty much everything has an opposite form, so when you compare those forms, you get two usually opposites. Good, bad, warm, cold, sun, moon, white, black, you know, stuff like that. So, two spectrums, and of course, there's the whole middle of the part, you know, there's everything in the middle. Wow, my hand looks like it's straight here, but it's curved. Anyways, everything in the middle is also a part of this spectrum, but the extremes are on the outside of the spectrum. Remember in math, you drew those lines with the two lines? One big line, right? One big line, two arrows on the end. Forgot what that was called. So the two little arrows, or the straight lines, you got one line and two here, that's a spectrum. That's a spectrum right there. So you put one thing here, insert thing here, good. Insert thing here, bad. And everything in the middle is a part of those spectrums. And the middle is balance, right? Right brain, left, right, left. Okay? So, I like talking about the extremes. And it's your job to put yourself, if you're self-aware enough to do that. If you're not self-aware, then you'd probably have to ask somebody else close to you to where they would put you in the spectrum, since they would have more self-awareness than you do. So that's what I like. I like talking about the extremes. That's why every time I compare something, there's always two things. One. And then it's your job to put yourself where you think you belong if you're self-aware. If you're not, ask somebody else and they will put you where they think you belong. Okay? So the opposites today is the people that conform to society and the people that do not. I don't know, I guess the balance would be the people conform half the times and the people conform the other half. Like every time I go to the store and I buy things, I'm conforming. I'm conforming to society, that's what I do. And I live in an apartment, paying rent, I'm conforming to society. I do not eat out. I am not conforming to society. I'm cook my own food at home. I'm not conforming to society. And it's healthy food. I'm not conforming to society. If you eat unhealthy food, you're conforming to society. You're doing what most people do. That's conforming, I think. All right, so society is a bunch of people. We'll talk about humans. A bunch of people that live in a community. Let's say that's a society. Societies have rules that are invisible. They're not on paper. You don't have to follow those rules. For example, when I go for a jog and I skip, people look at me like I'm crazy. Why? Because no one else does that. If nobody else does that, according to society, it's not okay to do that. So you kind of have to be a rebel if you really want to live and enjoy life. You can't really conform to everything because you'll be so bogged down that it would feel like you're chained and you'll feel miserable. So sometimes I like skipping on the sidewalk because it's fun, because I get bored of jogging, doing the same motion for 30 minutes. I like to do different things. And then I get looked at like I'm crazy. And it's perfectly normal to skip. But nobody else does that, so they think something's wrong with me. Meanwhile, I'm thinking something's wrong with them for not doing that. So, conforming to society, and then just embracing yourself, I guess. But it's important to obey the laws, but following society's rules is optional. Just like staring at people. Just like observing. If you like observing things, looking at things, because it fascinates you, then do it. I like looking at people. People are very interesting. To me, they're like characters in a movie. But everyone's different, so that feeling, that interested feeling I have never goes away. It never dies because everybody is so unique. I get that same experience every single time, and it never gets boring. But what happens when I look too long at other people? Then they start feeling weird. They start feeling like I'm looking too long at them, like, what are you doing? That's another rule of society. Don't look at somebody so long. Are you kidding me? I could stare at whatever I want, however long I want. And if that makes me happy, I'm going to do that. I could look at nature for like 30 minutes. Just, looking at the trees and the leaves and looking at all the different colored leaves and then looking at the stars and the mountains. Like, I feel good looking at that stuff. When I look at people, they're very interesting. Because they're all unique. They have different facial features. Their clothes is different, their skin's different, their hair's different. They are different. So when I look at somebody, I only look at the people I'm attracted to. The people that stand out, the people worth looking at. Those people I look at. The people that kind of blend in with everybody else, I don't really recognize them. They don't, stand out enough for me to be interested in them, so I don't look at them. I just look at the people that are more interesting to me. People that stand out, that are different. That, oh, wow, why is he wearing that? Or why is she wearing that? Oh, cool colored hair. I like your makeup. Smells good. And I'll look at them. and then I'll get bored and then I'll look at someone else or something else or move on with my life. Point is, you can conform and be chained, or unconform and be free. Because it's freeing when you do things you want to do and no one else gets hurt. You're just doing them because you are interested in doing them, and it's perfectly safe and nobody gets harmed. Then do it. Do that. If one time you don't want to, go outside and do your hair, then fuck it. Wake up with your hair and then go outside and go shopping. If you want to go to the store in pajamas, then fucking do it. Don't shop with pajamas on. Another invisible rule. Why is it an invisible rule? Because it's not a rule, for one. And what even considers it a rule is because nobody else does it. It's okay if most people do it. But if you're the one person that does something differently, those people will look at you like there's something wrong with you. And there's not. You've just embraced yourself and have enough self-awareness in you to know what you like to do. And to know that you don't like conforming because other people do it. You're not other people, you're you. You have your own thoughts, you have your own experiences. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. I hate dressing up in formal wear. I never do that. If I ever had a job where they wanted me to dress in formal wear, I probably wouldn't work there. Why? Because I couldn't be myself in that environment. I couldn't wear the clothes that I wanted to wear. If you don't wear the clothes that you want to wear, you're being chained down by society's rules, invisibles. I love wearing shorts and I love wearing, shirts, just regular shirts. Shorts and shirts, that's what I'll wear. My entire life, that's what I'm gonna wear. I mean, for now, that's what I've been wearing for years. That's what I prefer to dress up as, because it's very comfortable for me. I love when the air hits my legs. It feels good. I feel alive when it does that. I love it when the air hits my arms. It feels good. I feel refreshed. I feel alive. When I wear pants, it's very uncomfortable. Because for one, it makes me that much hotter. And for two, it's gonna make me sweat. And I don't get the air against my skin, and that feels really good. So where would you belong in that spectrum? Unconformed, conformed, or would you fit anywhere in the middle? Where would you fall into? I think it's very interesting to see where you fall into. For me, it is. For me, I'm definitely more not conformed. So here, this is the middle. I'm somewhere here, almost completely unconformed. I prefer to be completely unconformed, but I would have to live off the environment, and I like having a house and going and driving to a store and getting food and coming back. I like that, and I like my internet because it's my primary source of knowledge and self-learning. Alright, I think that's enough talk for this video. Peace.